So welcome to day 17 of Mindful Moms Make Christmas Magic. And we're back, Anne and Michelle. Good to see you again. And today we're going to talk about asking for help and saying no to stress. So this goes a little bit hand in hand with the topic when we spoke about relationships and how to, how to make them a team and how to communicate. And also it's a bit of an extension, I feel, of that topic. But like I mentioned, my belief around support for a long time was that asking for help makes me look weak. So this is definitely something that I had to unpack and realize that it's just impossible to do everything ourselves. And it's not necessary either because we've got loved ones around us. We have a family. So they can and they want to be involved as well. So that's a big one, especially around Christmas. I mean, you, Michelle, you said you felt like you really wanted to do all the preparation yourself. Gary wanted to help you, but you kind of didn't even allow him. And I think this comes up a lot. I was very similar during Christmas and during family life in general. So that's definitely one part that creates a lot of stress because we taking on all the responsibility and we don't have the energy, going back to time management and energy management. So it's all these topics that we already touched on, but it's just, again, just telling you that it's okay to ask for help and you deserve help as well. And in terms of the actual asking part, something that I had to learn as well is to let go of this perfectionism that a lot of us have inside us, that we like to do something a certain way. And a lot of moms end up doing it because it's just quicker. It's just going to be done properly. Or, I don't know, instead of letting your child empty the dishwasher because it's going to be a mess, I'll just do it myself. Instead of letting the husband hang the clothes, it's a mess. I'm very particular with clothes. Like, this is for me, actually like the act of hanging my clothes. And sometimes mom-in-law does it to help me, which is okay now, but I'm like, no, it's not hanging right. But it's silly. It's not hanging right. What? It's drying. That's the point, isn't it? Yeah. So it's
we're so similar. We're so similar.
Yeah, exactly. This is why
things have
this
to
is
be
why we
folded
do
in
this
a particular
together.
way.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just letting go of these things, because at the end, is it really important? Well, if it is, then yes, of course, if it really matters to you, if it's within your values and all of that, then go for it. Do it 100%. But if it's something that is minor and that is just a nice to have, let it go and let them do it their way, even if it's not done perfectly, even if only half of the thing is done. But it's still better than nothing, I think. And they learn as well. And if you come in and you kind of guide them, especially with children, and I think moms do that quite well, but they learn from their mistakes. And the next time they do it, they will get back better. And we started with something. We're not always good at everything. We make mistakes, we learn from it. And so allowing them that space, I think, is actually really helpful for them as well. And the benefit is that you don't have to do everything. And the other point is about resistance. Like I mentioned the other day, often we get resistance, like, oh, this is a new thing, I'm not really keen on doing it. But there's like ways of, I think a lot of us trying to say, oh, this needs to be done because, or I want this because this is the reason. And we focus on telling the reason so they understand. We want to like be rational and explain. But then the whole thing becomes about the reason why. But it's not about the actual thing anymore, what needs to be done. It's just a conversation and a discussion about the reason. So just go in, very simple. This needs to be done, and this is why. With very simple, like, don't get too much into it. And the same when it comes to saying no. We want to say like, oh, I can't do this because I've got an appointment and I've got to drive from here to there. And we're like explaining why we have to say no. But it doesn't really matter. It's a no, and that's it. And it can be kind. You can be like, oh, thank you for thinking of me, but my schedule is full, or maybe not this, maybe next time, this time it doesn't quite work for me. So it's not like we have to explain ourselves all the time why we don't want to do something or we can't do something. because we don't want the stress. We don't want to over schedule ourselves this Christmas. We don't want to host Christmas maybe this year. So it's all these things to just be okay with, I'm going to say no, and I don't have to tell you why unless I feel that I want to tell you why, but it's not needed. So yeah, that was my viewpoints on today's topic. I'm handing over to you, Michelle. I'm curious what you've got to say.
Oh, well, as always, I love what you've just had to say. And yeah, it's often about, as long as the outcome, going back to the washing thing and stuff, the
Yeah.
outcome is the same, then actually the process isn't so much of an issue. But it's something I've struggled with too. And I'm not just talking washing, lots of things. And one of the challenges that we have in our household at the moment is that older brother likes to help younger brother. So the boys are 10 and 6. And but his version of help is doing it for him, for his younger brother, because he's being helpful, and it's wonderful, like, absolute credit to him for helping him, and like wanting to support his little brother. But by the same token, the little brother gets very frustrated because he keeps having to ask because he's never being taught, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So and so as a mum, I'm having to step in quite a lot at the moment, and to say, you have to learn, you have to let him learn, you have to talk him through the steps, not do it for him. So anyway, that was just a little side note there. But yeah, talking about stress, the common theme with me is checking in with yourself at regular points to see if there's anything you feel particularly stressed about. So it'll be really good if, in the helpful, useful for you and for all of us, to pop in the Facebook group what you're actually feeling most stressed with at the moment, because then we can support each other. Anne and I, we're all about mums supporting mums. So if you write what's stressing you out at the moment about Christmas, about, I don't know, anything really, then we can support each other. And actually, we'll all learn something from your journey, and from the results, the comments of other mums, and their input. So it's all about supporting each other and lifting each other, and helping each other through. But just to say, however you're feeling at this moment, however stressed you're feeling, or happy you're feeling, or whatever, it's how you feel. And it's a really important lesson to learn, that it's okay to feel however you feel. You can't change how you feel. It's an emotion, and we all have emotions, and only you know how you feel. So there's no point, like, nobody else can project their feelings onto you. Like, if you're responding to what someone said to you, then it's still how you feel. But the magic is that you can choose how you want to respond to however you want to feel. So are you going to let it drag you down? If you're feeling particularly stressed, or someone said something that's upsetting you, or you feel that somebody's not being as helpful as they should be, or whatever, are you going to let all of those feelings drag you down? Or are you going to choose a new path? Are you going to say, okay, well, maybe he doesn't want to help me right now. That's all right. He'll help me when he's ready. Or maybe I need to ask differently. Or, I mean, this again is going back to responsibility, like taking responsibility for how you feel. Or, oh, I'm feeling really stressed right now. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll just shift the agenda a little bit for today, shift the focus, because I've got some other stuff going on, like, my child's off school sick, or got to take the cat to the vets, or whatever as well. So there's just already something extra that I've got a bit stressed out about today. So there is always a choice in how you respond. You could maybe phone a friend, spend 5 minutes speaking to a friend, or jump in the Facebook group, as I said, to, like, see what's going on and chat to other mums, like-minded mums, or go for a walk, maybe sit and watch your favorite TV program. So yeah, there are different ways to manage your stress and your stress levels, and know that you don't have to feel stressed, but if you do, it's okay. and that there are ways that you can, you can change how you feel. And asking for help, again, it's okay to ask for help. And Anne said about feeling like feeling weak. Asking for help doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're incapable, and it doesn't mean that you're failing, or that you should be any less proud of everything you do. Like, again, us mums, we do so much every single minute of every day. And I know this now, I recognize this now, but like Anne, it took me a long time to realize this. So yeah, I invite you to just trust my life experiences and know, and Anne's, and know that it's all fine. And by choosing to ask for help, another mindset shift for you, by choosing to ask for help, you're actually protecting your greatest asset. So you probably never even thought of yourself as this before, but you are your greatest asset. And then by default, it's your family.
Yeah.
So it's all about prioritizing your stress levels, making sure that you're feeling calm, that you're looking after yourself, because by doing that, you're actually looking after your family. And personally, I think people like being asked for help as well. It makes them feel important. It makes them know that them feel appreciated, and it helps them know that you trust them, and that can then actually improve levels of conversation and communication. Excuse me, sorry. And it helps them know that you believe in them, that they're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot on your to-do list still, and you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, then it's okay to ask for help and just delegate some more. See who can ask. See who wants to be asked. Who's just waiting for that invite to peel the
You might be
potatoes.
waiting. You might be surprised. That's the thing. Sometimes we tell ourselves these stories, and when we actually go and ask for help, or talk to someone, we are surprised how easy it actually comes. And I think this is also something to just let it go of that expectation on yourself to have it all sorted out, and just do what is good for you. And as you said, Michelle, if it's good for you, it's good for your family, because
definitely
moms are that center point, and we are important. So yeah.
Definitely. I nearly burst into song then when you said let it go.
Yeah, maybe I was wondering if I can get you to sing. I was thinking I keep that for the celebrations. Was wondering if I can convince you. So
oh no, we can all have a sing song then.
I'm not sure if you want to hear my lovely voice, but let's see.
I've got a theory on that, and years and years and years ago I went to this singing.
Oh, and there's my little guy waking up now.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll let you close this one. I'm just gonna pick them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that everyone can sing. I went to a singing thing years ago. Everybody can sing. You might not think you can, but you can. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you in the Facebook group and for our next video, which will be about making memories with your family. Take care, everyone.